And here's the part that most people are not going to say out loud. This belief that you need to find that one thing that's going to flip the switch for you is keeping you safe. Okay? Because if you are always preparing and refining or fixing something, you never really have to fully stand behind one thing and let it be seen. And when you do stand in it, we're opening ourselves up for things to not work out the way that we hope that they will. So if what you've been doing hasn't worked up until this point, or you're not sure if it's even worked or not, it's not because you're missing anything. It's because clarity, not effort, is the missing piece here. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next.
Hey there, and welcome to the Life and Business on Purpose podcast, where purpose meets profit and mindset meets strategy. I'm your host, Sandy Patterson, former kindergarten teacher turned online business coach, mom of 2 really cool boys, and the creator of the Momentum Method. Through this 3-phase method over the past 2.5 years, I have helped dozens of women build values-aligned, profitable businesses without working 40+ hours a week, so they get to enjoy their business and live their lives on purpose. Around here, we do business differently because we believe success isn't about hustling to prove ourselves. We don't believe in rigid formulas or chasing someone else's version of success. It's about channeling perfection into power, moving with unstoppable trust in life and business, and leading with strategy that actually fits your life. Let's build your life and business on purpose together, one episode at a time. Here we go.
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I am so happy you're here. I'm so happy to be here with you. Happy 2026. Happy New Year. Happy all of the things. Now, the theme around here this month is knowing what to focus on so you can stop spinning. I see this happen all the time where coaches are focusing on things that are not actually moving the needle forward in their businesses, that are not creating revenue, that are not creating impact. So this month, all of the things that we're talking about are to help you understand what to better focus on so you're getting the most bang for your buck with your precious time and energy, okay? So today, I'm going to be breaking down why your income keeps plateauing or not growing at all, even though you are showing up and doing all the things, and it is not because you need to pivot or you need a new niche or you need a brand new offer or you need to post more content. It's none of those things. So today I'm going to show you how to sign more dream clients in your online coaching business by focusing on these 3 things that most coaches overlook. Now, for those of you that are new here, I'm Sandy Patterson, former teacher turned online business coach for women who are ready to lead themselves and build businesses that support their lives, not run it. I work with recovering perfectionists to help them unhook from the pressure to get it just right and instead grow with aligned strategy that feels good, mindset that builds true self-trust, and leadership that is rooted in who you are. Because building a business should be the thing that helps you live life on your own terms, to live your life on purpose with the people you care about, not the thing that takes over every waking second, right? Now, in the last episode, I interviewed Sarah Singer, and we had a really powerful conversation about perfection, one of my favorite topics, and how it quietly weaves its way into our lives and our businesses, especially for high-achieving, people-pleasing women. So in that episode, we unpacked what perfectionism actually looks like in real life and in business, how it slows momentum down, and the subtle ways that it keeps us stuck. And we also explored what it means to build a values-driven life and business, make decisions from who you are now, not who you used to be, and why cultivating deep self-trust is the true catalyst for sustainable growth in business. So if you haven't listened to that episode yet, please go back and listen to it. It is such a great conversation, and I know that you are going to love it. And before we dive into today's episode, if you are feeling like you are on the hamster wheel in business, doing all the things and wondering how the heck is Is this going to be sustainable? And you want to learn how to build a business that feels like you inside and out, you have two options. You can book your absolutely free, no pressure growth gap audit call. On this call, we're going to take a look at your current life and business structure, identify where your gaps are, and I'll show you how to close those gaps so you can get better results with less effort by working smarter and focusing your time on what actually moves the needle forward. The link for that is in the show notes. Or if you have been around the block and you know what I am all about and you are ready to grab 2026 by the balls, you are ready to go, you can apply for either my mastermind space or my private coaching. The link for those is also in the show notes. Now, here's what most coaches actually believe when they're stuck at the same income level, whether that income level is $10K a month, $5K a month, $1,000 a month, or even $0, okay? They believe that if they could just post more consistently or figure out a better niche where more people are gonna sign up, or create a new offer that finally clicks and nobody's ever seen before, or tweak their messaging one more time, or find that one magic strategy that feels so elusive that things are actually going to start moving, that they're going to bring clients in, they're going to bring revenue in, they're going to start making an impact in their coaching business. The belief here is that there's something out there that I'm missing, and if I can just find it, everything will start to click for me. So to find it, I'll do everything and I'll keep adding more and more and more, and I'll keep pivoting and jumping around until I find that one thing that makes it click. So we keep adding more content, more ideas, more options, more like this is the thing energy. And on the surface, all of this work and all of these things look like effort. And it looks like being really committed to your business. But underneath that is this belief that if I just figure out the right thing, the one thing that I'm missing, that one thing that everybody else seems to know about, but I don't, I'm going to find it, right? Everything is going to start working, and I will start getting clients, and I will start making money, and I will know that this online coaching business thing is actually going to be successful and work. And I want to be really clear here. This belief doesn't come from laziness or from lack of desire. It comes from being smart and capable and deeply invested in your business. It's because you care about this work. And all of the women that I work with care deeply about this work that they do. It's not just this little like side hobby or fun thing to do. They care deeply. But here's the problem. This belief that you're just missing that one thing or that one thing that you're going to figure out keeps you in constant reaction mode. So you're always adjusting, you're reworking, you're redeciding, you're starting something new instead of letting anything actually build momentum. So you have all of these open loops, all of these things that are half done, and that can feel really frustrating because when income plateaus or it's not picking up at all, most coaches will not pull back and simplify. They'll keep adding. So another idea, another little tweak here, another little strategy to test, another course, another this, another that. And what no one tells you is that dream clients are not responding to more options. It's actually the opposite. They're responding to clarity and confidence and consistency over time. So spinning doesn't necessarily come from a lack of strategy. And when I say spinning, I mean feeling like you're constantly on the hamster wheel, constantly doing a bunch of things and never really knowing if anything is actually working. And when things do happen, it feels like a fluke, or you wonder, how can I recreate this? How am I going to be able to do this again? So that spinning comes from redeciding everything over and over again. Don't worry, today we are going to walk through the 3 priorities that are going to immediately change this for you, not by working harder or adding anything extra to your plate, not by doing more, but by focusing your energy in a way that allows momentum to finally stick and for things to start snowballing and quote unquote working. But first, here's why this belief that you need to add more until you find that magic thing that's going to unlock your business doesn't actually work. When you are constantly jumping around and changing what you're selling, how you're selling it, or who you're talking to, nothing really has time to compound. Income in your coaching business is not built from trying a whole bunch of different things. Okay? It's built from repetition, trust, and follow through. And when you're stuck in this belief that you need to fix or add something before things will begin to work, a few things behind the scenes quietly start to happen. So first, your energy gets split. So you're kind of selling this, you're kind of working on your business cards, you're kind of talking about this, you're kind of need to do the website over here, and you're kind of half committed to everything. And what happens is dream clients, your clients, can feel that. And then second, your audience never really gets enough exposure to one clear message or one clear offer. So they might like you and they might resonate with you and they might really want to think you're a cool person, but they're not clear on what you actually want them to hire you for right now, right this moment. And then third, you never really build evidence when you're constantly working on a bunch of different things and doing a bunch of different things and splitting your energy, because you keep changing the variable before you let it work. So think about that for a second. It's almost like going to the gym, right? It's the new year right now at the time of recording this. So everybody's at the gym right now. And it's frustrating because it's like we go to the gym for a week and we don't see results. But if I continue to go to the gym consistently for 3 months or 6 months, I'm definitely going to see results. But I scrap it at that week mark because I'm not seeing results yet. This must not be working. I'm going to go focus on something else. I'm going to go focus on my diet, or I'm going to go focus on, something else. You've got to give things time to really compound and stack. Now, what this looks like in business is you start to tweak the offer before you've sold it consistently over time and filled the offer, or you change the messaging before you've repeated it enough times for people to understand what you want to be known for. So instead of data, you're left doubting yourself and your offer and your messaging, wondering, why is this not working? Instead of momentum and clients and revenue, you're just left with more questions and feeling frustrated. So this is why so many capable, incredible coaches feel really exhausted and really underpaid. They're actually working really hard and doing a lot of things, but they're not letting anything settle long enough to do its job. And here's the part that most people are not going to say out loud. This belief that you need to find that one thing that's going to flip the switch for you is keeping you safe. Because if you are always preparing and refining or fixing something, you never really have to fully stand behind one thing and let it be seen. And when you do stand in it, we're opening ourselves up for things to not work out the way that we hope that they will. So if what you've been doing hasn't worked up until this point, or you're not sure if it's even worked or not, it's not because you're missing anything. It's because clarity, not effort, is the missing piece here. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. So what are these 3 priorities that actually deserve your focus, that are going to create momentum, that are going to create that snowball effect, and that are actually going to start to move the needle forward in your online coaching business? So there are 3 things. The first one, priority number 1, is one clear offer you can sell with confidence. So when I say one clear offer, I don't mean you can ever only have one offer forever. Okay? I mean, you need one primary offer that you are leading with right now, where you're really clear about the messaging, you're clear about the transformation, and you're clear about who it is for. This is especially true for brand new coaches in the beginning of their businesses and coaches who are into their business and want to build that recurring revenue. We have to have this one clear offer that we can sell and sell confidently. Because what I see all the time time is coaches trying to sell a bunch of different things at once. And I will tell you, just like a little disclaimer here, you guys, if you know me, I love being creative in my business. I love having multiple offers and multiple price points, and I love being creative in that way. But this only came after I was able to build the recurring revenue and get clear on the one offer that I wanted to be known for and that I wanted to fill up. So what I see often is new coaches trying to sell a bunch of different things all at once. So it's like a one-to-one, a mini offer, a workshop, like a membership's coming soon, all this different stuff. And all of those things are great and they're fine. And none of it is bad, but it creates a messy signal for your audience in the beginning. And also, you can't get really clear on what to talk about when and how to talk about these things. So what does one clear offer actually look like in real business life? Okay. A clear offer, you're going to be able to answer these questions in one breath. So in like one sentence, not like a dissertation. Okay. So who is it for? What problem does it solve? What changes for her or him after they have gone through this offer with you? And why does this matter to them right now? Okay. This isn't like a long paragraph or a like complicated thing. It's just very simple, very clean, very clear. Once you have that, then you're able to stand in that confidence to sell and focus on that offer until it is full. And as far as the pricing goes, it's a number you can say without immediately like having an internal response or like bracing to be like, what are they going to say? It's something that you are behind and you can stand behind and your nervous system is regulated around. Because if you feel like you have to over-explain yourself or over-explain your price, you're going to start avoiding selling it and you're going to avoid inviting people into it. So you talk around it and you kind of soften it and you'll mention it and hope people read between the lines, but you never really actually sell it. So the focus here is one offer, one clear outcome, one clear person that it's for, and one clear reason that it matters right now. And if you're thinking, well, what if I pick the wrong thing? Right? You're not marrying this offer. This isn't going to define you for the rest of your business life. You're just choosing it long enough to let it work. And ideally, of course, you should be doing this with anything. You're choosing something that you're really excited about. So then that makes it easier to talk about and to sell. So dream clients they're not hiring the coach with like the most options. They're hiring the coach who makes it easy to say yes. And so let me give you a little metaphor here that makes this really, really clear. So imagine walking into a restaurant and opening up the menu and it's like 10 pages long. We've all been to those restaurants before, right? So there's pasta and there's sushi and there's tacos and there's margaritas and there's breakfast burritos and like all of this stuff. And it's overwhelming, right? Everything sounds fine, but it's a little bit overwhelming. Nothing really is standing out. I don't really know like what they're known for. Kind of like Cheesecake Factory, right? That menu is so long and nothing's like, every time I've been there, I'm like, nothing really tastes good. Like, what are they known for? I guess they're cheesecake, but that's besides the point here. Okay, you don't know what to order. And instead of feeling excited, you feel really, really overwhelmed. So what do most people do? They're going to order either the safest thing or they're going to keep walking down the street and find another restaurant that they're really excited about. Like, I'm going to go find that Mexican food restaurant where I know I can get some really great tacos and a really great margarita, okay? So imagine a different experience, right? You walk into the restaurant and the server says, hey, here's what we're known for. This is our signature dish, highly recommend. And this is why people come here. This immediately creates confidence. It's kind of like In-N-Out, right? In-N-Out's menu only has 6 core items on it. There's not a whole lot to choose from. It's like very, very basic. There's burgers, there's fries, and there's drinks. And under those, there's just a few options under each. And In-N-Out is known for being delicious, right? So it's why every time we go there, there's like a huge line, out the door. This is what one clear offer does to your business, and one clear offer that you are confident selling. So you're not saying, I can do anything, I can help anybody, You're saying, this is what I do best, and this is how I help. Your dream clients do not want an entire cheesecake menu of options, okay? They want to be guided and they want to feel secure, and that comes from you feeling confident and secure in your offer. So that's priority number 1. Priority number 2, this is a big one, conversations that lead somewhere. Because posting value content and educational content is important, but I believe content alone rarely closes the gap between I like you and I'm ready to pay you, here's my credit card. So most coaches that are plateaued or can't get their income to start to grow are doing this. Post more, wait, maybe throw up a story that says like, I have spots open, come join me. And then they get really discouraged and really upset when nothing happens. The missing piece here is the relationship movement, okay? Conversations that lead somewhere means you are not relying on passive visibility, which is what we're doing when we're showing up and just posting. You are creating proximity and you are building and nurturing relationships. And what this looks like is that you have a simple system for moving people through 3 steps, okay? Your content can play a role in this. So content is essentially the door, like that opens it up and gives you something to talk about, gives your audience basis for what it is that you do. Conversation then is the bridge, the conversation that you're having with your people to understand a little bit more about them, to get to know them, to get to know what their goals are and what their problems are. That is everything. And it is the bridge to them being able to go from, oh, this sounds interesting, to, oh my gosh, yes, I want to work with you. And that invitation is the actual ask or the actual, hey, here's your opportunity to come into my world. Most coaches are skipping the bridge. They're thinking that content is going to open the door, and then an invitation inside, like a CTA or inside the caption or the reel or whatever, is going to have people going, oh my gosh, yes. And in some cases, maybe this is, but I've only seen this happen when somebody is very, very well established and has quite a big following, where we're not having to have these conversations, these individualized conversations. But for me, I know that my business is completely built on relationships and cultivating those relationships, not because I'm creating relationships because I want to make a sale, but because I actually care about people. It's just who I am. So these conversations are so powerful. And what happens typically is that even if when you do post something really powerful and someone responds on the other end, you are either, or the coach is either just like hearting the message and then moving on, or we're overthinking what to say. Oh my gosh, what do I say about this? Or they assume that the person will just go ahead and like purchase or reach out later. Or we worry that it's going to feel salesy if we actually invite people that have engaged with our content. So instead of building momentum, they're leaving a lot of opportunity on the table by doing this. So, and conversations, when I say conversations too, I don't necessarily only mean when it comes to content. So I have clients who don't post anything and just rely on networking and in-person events. But guess what's happening at those events? Conversations, right? It's not that she's like, showing up at a networking event with a t-shirt on that says, I'm a relationship coach, hire me. And then people are coming up to like, give them, their credit card. No, she's having conversations with people. So these conversations that lead somewhere, they're everything. They're literally everything. And we want to remember too, The follow-up lands under this conversations umbrella. When we are following up with our clients, when we're following up with people who have engaged, when we're following up with people who we've met at networking events or in shared spaces, it's not weird, it's not chasing, it is truly leadership in your business. And that leadership comes from priority number 1, which is having a really solid offer that you feel really confident in and also selling. So following up lands under this conversation category. I know it's something that a lot of people avoid because, again, it opens us up for the opportunity for somebody to say no, or for somebody to eye roll, or for somebody to say, you're charging what? Like, all of those things happen. But when we can stand in our offer and the transformation and the pricing and all of those things, these conversations become a lot easier to have, and they are essential. Because if you're not having consistent conversations, you are guessing, okay? You are guessing who's gonna buy. You are guessing what your revenue might look like next month. You are starting from scratch the following month. Like, it's just, it makes your business feel really random. And we don't wanna lead our businesses in a random way like that. All of my close proximity clients, some of them I've spent months, even years, cultivating a relationship with them. Again, not because I wanted to make a sale, but just because I truly care about them and I truly enjoy being in their energy and being in their space. So, and then it just leads to more conversations about how I can support them and their goals and what they're working on at the moment. And then when the time is right, guess what? They're going to choose me, somebody that they have a relationship with, that I've had multiple conversations with over the year, versus somebody that they just see some content online and aren't really sure about that person. Because our dream clients come from trust that is built in proximity over time, through real connection. Okay. Now, priority number 3 is deciding once and letting it be enough. Okay. So let's chat about this one. This is really the one that is going to change a lot for you, because it's not a strategy issue. It is a self-trust issue. Most coaches are redeciding all day long. So we decide our offer, and then we see somebody else has this cool offer on Instagram, and then maybe I tweak mine and I start to spiral and wonder, is mine good enough? Or they will decide their content plan, and then they start to doubt their niche, and then I need to change the whole content plan again. Or they decide their pricing, and then they hear somebody say, that's too expensive, and they start to rethink. Or it's constantly like, it's like what are those things called? Like a ping pong machine, no, not a ping pong machine, a pinball machine going back and forth. Like, it's getting ping pong or pinball, either one is constantly going back and forth and reopening decisions. Should I pivot? Should I add something? Should I change my messaging? Should I start over? Should I choose a new niche? All these things. And that's exhausting. And it creates a business that feels like emotional whiplash. Okay. So let's talk about what deciding once looks like. So you choose your focus for the quarter or for the season. This is the offer that I'm focusing on. This is the transformation that I'm focusing on. This is who it's for. It goes back to priority number 1. And this, again, not forever, just for this season, for this time frame. Okay. And then you stop asking yourself every day if it's working after every 12-hour time period. You just let it settle and you let it sit, and you let imperfect execution count. You let yourself build reps, showing up, talking about the offer, selling the offer, inviting people into the offer, welcoming people into the offer, and you allow time for data to actually form. Data that you can use, that can actually serve and guide you as you move forward, and you can figure out, okay, this didn't work how I wanted it to. What can I tweak? Is it my messaging? Is it the amount of conversations I was having, which is priority number 2? Is it that I wasn't showing up from a place because I didn't feel truly confident in this? What would have me feeling more confident in this offer? That's all data that can inform us how to move so we are no longer just throwing spaghetti at the wall, okay? And I will say the fastest way to build confidence is not to find the perfect plan or the perfect offer. It's really just to choose the plan, choose the offer, and follow through long enough to create proof. When things don't happen instantaneously, we can get really, really frustrated. But again, going back to the gym example, it's like you have to show up for an extended amount of time. And somebody was just telling me something about how like it takes 8 weeks of doing something consistently at the gym for like you to start to notice a difference, and then 12 weeks for other people to start to notice. You got to let it compound to create proof that is actually working. But if we're constantly switching it up, it's not going to work. Okay. So those are the 3 priorities that you can shift your focus to today that are immediately going to shift the way that you spend your time and your energy, and also the way that you see your business and the way that you see that momentum begin to grow. Priority number 1 is having one clear offer you can sell with confidence. So after listening to this podcast, or even you can pause it right now, like write out your offer and answer those questions. Who is this for? What problem does it solve? What changes for this ideal client on the other side of this offer? And why does this matter for them right now? Okay. Now, priority number 2 is conversations that lead somewhere. So if you are not prioritizing conversations and relationships, that's the first thing that I would say is block some time, even if it's just 15 to 20 minutes per day, to have conversations, to ask questions to people who would be your ideal client, to ask about where they are, what they're struggling with, what their problems are, what they're currently working on, what their current priorities are. All of those questions are going to lead somewhere. It's going to give you information. And if it feels like a good fit, that's when we actively sell and invite people into the offer and follow up. Follow up is everything, right? And the third thing is deciding once and letting it be enough. This one is a hard one because once you start to notice how many times you question yourself and question your decisions inside your business, once you see it, you can't unsee it, like the FedEx arrow. So notice where you are redeciding and opening up decisions and kind of being back and forth. And then remind yourself, I'm the person that decides once and that's enough. Then I start moving. These 3 priorities are going to really change the way that you move in your business. And I promise you, if you give these 3 things time to actually root and give it a shot, you will start to see results a lot faster than if you're ping-ponging around and just trying to do more. So I want to zoom out for just a minute, because what we just walked through is not the whole picture. It is just a small piece of the puzzle. These 3 priorities are part of my overall method for building a values-aligned, sustainable coaching business, one that actually supports your life and allows you to live your life whatever way you want to and however that looks like for you. So before we scale, before we optimize, before we add more strategy, we stabilize everything inside my signature momentum method. So we take perfectionism and rechannel it into focused leadership. So it's not about fixing your perfectionism. It's about diverting those high standards into areas that actually matter, like the 3 priorities that we talked about today. We build self-trust through follow-through. So again, doing something over and over again and not overthinking. So not redeciding. And we create structure that allows that momentum to compound instead of continuously resetting so you feel like you're starting from scratch. So these 3 priorities, one clear offer, conversations that lead somewhere, and deciding once, are what create the foundation. They make your business workable before we try to make it bigger, because strategy only works when it's layered onto clarity and commitment, not chaos and second guessing all over the place all the time. So there are 3 key pieces to my signature momentum method. And the first one is turning your perfection into power, because feeling confident as a business owner is not about fixing or silencing your inner perfectionist or pretending that you don't care about doing things well. It's about channeling your high standards strategically so that they serve your growth and help you move faster instead of stalling it. So we unhook from this pressure to prove yourself or to perform or to over deliver. And instead, we use that drive for excellence and those high standards to create really focused offers, to make really clean decisions, and to create a business that supports your life. This step alone has been transformative for my clients and me, and it's allowed my clients to do things like launch their signature offer with ease, so not stressing or like feeling like they have their hair caught on fire all the time, and filled those signature offers with spots faster than they thought they would because their message was finally aligned with who they are. And they've also built long-term client relationships that have turned into renewals and extended contracts, giving them more predictability and stability in their businesses month after month. Now, the next pillar inside the momentum method is building unstoppable trust. This isn't just any trust. The key to having a booked out business is not about the number of clients you have. It is actually about identifying the gap between where you are now and where you want to be, and aligning your habits and your focus and your strategy with the version of you who's already there. So inside my unstoppable trust system, we pinpoint the misalignment between what you're doing now and the mindset and behaviors and strategies of where you want to go. Then we start to incrementally upgrade how you move and how you show up so your business catches up to the identity and the income that you're ready for. And the third pillar inside the momentum method is values-driven strategy. The key to building a sustainable long-term business is not about hitting one high cash month or making money one time. It's actually about having strategy. So a content strategy, marketing strategy, sales strategy that aligns with you and your values, that fits into your life and supports the people and priorities that matter the most to you. Now, true sustainability comes from building a system that is fully aligned with you and your values and your voice and your vision. So you're not just running a successful business, but one that actually feels like you and that actually feels fun to show up for, and that creates meaningful impact and gives you both financial and time freedom. Now, this momentum method has been absolutely transformative and the key to unlocking my clients' businesses and their lives, and has them going from saying, Sandy, I am doing so much work and nothing seems to be working, to sending me screenshot after screenshot of wins. Now, if you're listening to this episode and you're thinking, okay, I hear you, Sandy, I can see where I've been spinning and overthinking and redeciding and trying to do too much all at once because I'm just not sure where to focus my time or my energy. It may be time to stop looking for more strategy and to start building your business around what actually creates momentum for you. And from here, you have two options. You can book that absolutely free, no pressure growth gap audit call. On that call, we're going to take a look at your current life and business structure and look at where your gaps are. And I will literally show you how to close the gaps so you can get more results in less time with less effort by working smarter and focusing your time and energy on what actually moves the needle forward for you. The link for that is in the show notes. Or of course, if you're ready to dive in private coaching or inside my incredible mastermind space with some incredible women, you can apply for those. The link for that is in the show notes. Now, make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss any new episodes. And if this episode hit home and you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a review. It helps me out so much by hitting those stars and sending it to your biz bestie who is also ready to really focus on the things that actually move her needle forward inside of her online coaching business as well. All right, you guys, I will see you next time. Mwah.
If you are sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, this episode was made for me, you have two options. You can book your absolutely free, no pressure growth gap audit call. On this call, we'll take a look at your current life and business structure, identify where your gaps are, and show you how to close those gaps so you can get better results with less effort by working smarter and focusing your time on what actually moves the needle forward. The link is in the show notes for you.
Or if you're ready to go from one-off wins to repeatable revenue with structure, strategy, and sales that support your life and keep dream clients coming back and your calendar full without burning out, you can apply to work together by clicking the link in the show notes. Make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss any new episodes. And if this episode hits home, please consider leaving a review, hitting those stars, and sending it to your biz bestie who's also ready to build a life and business on purpose. I'll see you next time.